crafters, thank you so much for being here with me today. Welcome to another Mix It Up Monday where I pull some products from several different companies to create something a little different. So let's change our camera view and see what we're going to make today. All right, so here is a fun, colorful card, and I titled this one Help, I Need a Card, and Concord 9th and Waffle Flower to the Rescue. So let me show you the products that Concord and 9th and Waffle Flower carry that make this card come together so quickly and fun. So Concord and 9th carries a series of dies called Quilt Tops, and this is the chevron quilt top, and I bought this as a bundle that came with two others, but there's also several standalone ones, but they all make different quilt tops. So this one, you die cut your base piece. Oops, what did I do with that? Oh, here it is. You die cut your base piece, that gives you this piece right here, and of course I just used an A2 card panel, but you could make this any color that you wanted to. And then you die cut these other pieces that come in the set to make your pieces that you're going to fill in your design. And there's just endless possibilities with these on color and solids and patterns, and you can do some, leave some white. There's just so many different ways of pulling these together to make really fun cards. So to pull this one together, I went to this My Favorite Thing paper pad, which I really liked the colors, and this is the piece that I chose, and it coordinated very well with several of the Concord and 9th cardstock. So this is the piece that I used along with the colors of cardstock here, and really you can just pull any cardstock that you like to make your card. So once I chose my cardstock, the next order of business was to use my die cuts. So these two pieces will cut out all the main pieces that go down, and then you have this small piece where you can do the piece right, whoops, am I in the camera? Right, you can do this piece right here, and it will also do your corners down here. So, or up there, whether it's pointing up or pointing down is totally personal preference. So, there's that. Now, I did not use this one, but there's, you know, you can make designs that don't follow the actual chevron pattern and use this piece in there as well. But for this card, I just used this grouping right here. So let's see. First, I took these three, and just like this, I cut them out of the, I'm just going to call them the yellow, pink, and blue. They do have official Concord and 9th color names, but I can't remember them at the moment. I should have looked them up before I got started, but I didn't. There you go. So this is what I cut out for this color. Then I took this away, and I cut two out of the kind of tealish blue color. And one of the important things to note when you do your pattern paper is the direction you go on the paper. So let me go ahead and pull that sheet out. I thought I did, but here it is. Oh, there it is. Okay, so when you pull your sheet out of your paper pad, when you cut them, you just don't want to cut one this way and one this way, especially if it's a stripe, or you don't want to just go like willy-nilly, you know, because then your stripes are not going to look very coordinated on your card. Now, if it's a floral pattern or something that's more random, then it won't matter. But because this is a stripe, you know, it's important to cut them like this so that the stripes are going whichever direction you choose to go, that your stripes are going in the same direction, and that they're fairly straight. You know, you don't want to get it all cockeyed on there. You know, starting in a corner and coming out will give you a better, more just delineated look on your card. So that's something to watch out for if you choose a stripe. Okay, so once I did those, the last color is this pretty rose color. And again, I don't have the official names, But this is I cut one of those, and then I had to die cut this one twice to get these two. So this card comes together so quickly and easily. So to put it together, I'm going to start it with the bottom here, and I'm just going to apply my glue here in the corners. The first time I made this, I used a tape runner, and I just ran the tape through the things, but I found that I didn't have enough wiggle room that I wanted to have. The more accurate you get it on there, the closer to exact it's going to be when you get to the end. And I think it's going to behoove me to put my glasses on so that I can see. There we go. All right, now the next one, I'm going to go with a yellow. And again, I'm going to be using the wet glue all the way. And for this one, it is going to hang off the end of the card, but the important thing is that you just line it up with the two that you've already put down. All right, just like that. And my next one is going to be one of my stripes. And it's important just to kind of pull it down tight so it meets the one below it. But these are so fast and easy and fun to make. On this one, I combined patterned with solids, but I thought that it would be fun to, make this with several different patterns. Some big patterns and some smaller patterns, maybe some florals and stripes and different things like that. I thought that would be, oops, that one I didn't get on straight. This is why I used the wet glue, so I could pull it back up. You want that to nestle in right into, there we go. Okay, I can see that I'm starting to get off over here a little bit, which is okay. At the very end, if you have gotten off or anything, you can do some trimming and get that back to correct. But it's a little challenging to get it perfectly straight. At least it is for me. I got crooked eyes, I guess. There we go. Yeah, I can see, I'm starting to see a little bit of white over here, but we'll just keep moving forward, and I'll have to do a little bit of trimming at the very end. It's very much, if you get off just a little bit at the beginning, it's going to start showing by the time you get to the top. So the next one, I'm going to do my next stripe. And rose color, pull that in tight. I look forward to making several more of these because it's just, I just have a lot of ideas on different patterns and papers that I want to use. So my very last piece is just right in here, and that's where we'll put this one right here. Okay, so once we get them all glued down, the next step would be to turn this over, use our scissors, and trim that off just like that. All right, it looks pretty good. I have just a little, like a hair of the white showing right here, but I think I'm just going to leave that alone. I'm afraid if I trimmed it, it would start making my whole card crooked. And I think once it's on my white background, I'm not going to notice it that much. I may not even notice it at all. You've got to really hunt for it. So, okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, when I do something like this where I have a nice bold sentiment on the front, I like to stack up several layers. So you can kind of see this is actually 4 layers of black paper, but I really don't want to die cut this 4 times and then tediously glue and stack up 4 different layers. So the way I get around that issue is I start with my full sheet of black paper, and I'm just going to go ahead and add glue here to half of it. You just want to get that glue all in there, not heavy, but just enough to where it's going to stick. And then I'm just going to fold it over here and use my bone folder, kind of burnish that down. And so now I already have 2 layers together, and I'm going to go ahead. And these waffle large sentiments, the waffle flower large sentiments, there's several of them. There's some that say smile and peace, and then we have hello, and there's I think one says blessed, and there's just several of these large sentiments. And if you buy them in the bundle, then you get the stamp set and the die together, plus this nice little carrying case. So that is how Waffle Flower does their packaging. And so when I buy these, I like to buy the whole bundle. We're not going to use this quite yet, but we will in a moment. But we are going to use this. So because I've already glued this so it's double thick, I'm only going to have to die cut it twice from our piece here. There we go. So it's it'll be 4 ply hello in black when I get these glued together, but that's way better than gluing 4 of them together. I find this tedious to kind of have to glue these like that, so it's way easier. And my die machine has no trouble going through 2. It might have trouble going through 4. Maybe I should try it someday. Maybe it would go through 4 also. The Geminis are pretty powerful. All right, I'm just gonna, oops, get that to meet up there. Okay. A little bit of glue on there. Okay. All right, so now that we have our hello, I'm going to kind of position it at an angle. But before I go any further, I'm going to show you one more product that I pulled in order to make this card. This is a set that Stamps of Life carries, and it's so cool because I can just cut this out of white paper and have a whole bunch of sentiment banners ready to go. And it looks like my tape pulled off on the back of my... All right, so we're not using the banners for today's card, but it's so handy to just have this. And I like to just cut them out and have a pile of them on my desk. And I can almost always find a sentiment strip that is going to work. Let's see here. And then this one is just, see how there are different widths and different lengths, and you can just have a big old pile of white sentiment strips ready for you to just stamp. And this, I have found this to be a very, very handy die set to have on hand. And I will link this on my website at the bottom of the blog post. And if you're interested in this, I can't remember the exact name of it, but it is from Stamps of Life. So today I'm using this one. And it's just another tool to make things just go fast and easy. And I'm going to use this one longer one right here. And out of my stamp set here, I'm going to say, just wanted to say hello. And then I'm going to say my friend. And then on the inside, I stamped you're on my mind. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and make another one just like my first one. Of course, there's all kinds of sayings here. One of them says hello and then across the miles. Or from way over here. Those were, I used those several times during the whole COVID time. Then just there's several of them here. Birthday Guy, which is fun. These are great to make masculine cards out of using colors that would work for that. And Birthday Guy would be great. So even though these sets aren't made by the same company, I think they pair together really well. All right, so to do my stamping, I'm just going to put them on a block. I thought I had a small block, but I don't see it. Ah, here it is. Sometimes they hide from me. Okay. I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to be stamping in the VersaFine Clair. And because these are such narrow little sentiment strips, they're pretty easy just to stamp on. You know, it's I don't usually feel the need to use a MISTI or anything like that. Sometimes I mess it up and have to turn it over and do it again, but most of the time I have no problems. All right, and now I'm going to go for My Friend. Oops. I like these blocks that have lines because they really help you get that on there straight. And now this one, I'm just going to stamp down here on the other end. Forgive me if I'm out of the camera. There we go. All right, now for this, I'm just going to use my scissors. You can, of course, get a paper trimmer out and do that to cut these off. I'm okay with just cutting them straight across right there. I'm going to turn that around and cut this one on the other end. All right. All right, now we just need to apply our sentiment and our sentiment strips. If you have not gone to Concord and 9th to check out their warehouse sale, they are really clearing out a lot of fantastic products. Now, when I went back today to check on this particular die set to see if it was still available, it was sold out. So hopefully there are some of the other quilt tops that are still available. There are some really fun ones. But I do, if you haven't gone yet, I encourage you to hurry and do that if you're interested in any of the Concord and 9th products, because things are starting to sell out over there. All right, so I'm going to put my sentiment strips. One, I'm just going to put right over here. And then the next one, just right down over here. And I'm kind of using the stripes in this paper to help me get those on straight. And to finish off my card, I decided to come in with some Studio Katia iridescent bubbles. And I like these because when you're putting them on colored cardstock, because they're iridescent and they're clear, it really kind of, whatever paper you put them on, it kind of takes on that in iridescence. So that's kind of neat. And the way I like to do mine is to just put some dots there around and then come back and fill that in with my gems. So they do come in multiple sizes. I don't know if I got any of the tiny ones when I dumped that out. I did get a great big one here. Put that one up there. And right here. All right, there we go. So our final step is just to apply this to an A2 card. And I'll stamp my inside greeting. And how quick was that? So when you need a card quickly, and you want it to just be fun and look like you spent a lot more time on it, the Concord and 9th quilt tops cannot be beat. I have found them to just be, whoops, got that crooked. There we go. Sometimes, because this is white and my white card on it, I can't see that edge over there. All right, there we go. Now I'll come back later and stamp that inside greeting. And I have two encouragement cards just ready to go. And it's a really fun to play with these colors and patterns and just create something in a short amount of time when you need to do that. So let me go ahead and switch my camera back. All right, well, thank you so much for crafting with me today on our Monday mix-up, and I hope that my Monday mix-up has encouraged you to go to your stash and just pull products out and put them together in unexpected ways. So have fun with whatever you have in your stash, because as always, just craft for the fun of it. All right, you have a great day, and thanks again for joining me here at Carrie Lee Creations. Bye-bye.